As I went to go see Sinners twice, and now that I process my emotions, we need to talk about it. Now, for starters, I want to talk about how this movie came at a perfect time for me personally as a lover of film. Because right now in the landscape of film, we're entering a new era where everything is just reboots or sequels or live action adaptations. Because of that, that's leading to a lack of creativity and originality. And mix all of that with the rise of AI, I feel like the film industry is hanging on by a thread. But when this movie came out, it literally gave me hope. And I don't want to sound corny when I say that, but like, I mean that in the literal sense. Ryan Coogler proves to us that this is what film is about, and this is what film is supposed to be. For starters, I want to talk about Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler has always been a great filmmaker. In my opinion, he has not dropped a bad movie yet. And at this point, every time we talk about great filmmakers, we cannot have that conversation without mentioning his name. Because I feel like after Sinners, he really did just solidify himself as one of the greatest filmmakers of our time, if not of our generation. Number two, the cast performance in this movie was absolutely mind-blowing. They quite literally understood the assignment. And it was one of the very few films where it's not just one person that outshined everybody, it was every single person shined equally throughout this entire movie, from start to finish. Now, I know I said everybody shined equally throughout this film, but I specifically want to highlight Michael B. Jordan's performance, because he didn't just play one person, he plays twins. The amount of effort he put into both performances was absolutely insane. It showed passion and care for the character, and I might be in the minority when I say this, but this is Michael B. Jordan's best acting performance of his career. I know that might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but I think it's true. It's hard to say what element of this film carried the film, but I can honestly tell you the music really did come through in this film. And obviously we have to thank the legendary Ludwig Göransson. Not only is he a musical genius, but one thing I love about Ludwig is that he respects the culture of the different genres that he's tapping into. You can tell that this man does his homework. Speaking of music, let's please give a huge shout out to Miles Caton. Not only was this his debut as an actor, but he also sang in this film, and it was absolutely beautiful. It lifted up my spirits and the spirits throughout the entire theater. He sang with so much soul, and it was just like, I don't know, it was very captivating. I just felt like I was levitating off of my seat every time he opened his mouth and started singing. Now, overall, this movie is a 10 out of 10 and a 5 stars out of 5 stars. One of the main reasons why I gave it such a perfect score is because of the story itself. Number one, I love this story because it doesn't hold your hand and it takes its time. It's somewhat of a slow burn, if you ask me. Number two, seeing each and every character have their own backstory and seeing how their backstories are connected with other characters in this story just made for you to sympathize with any of the character that you deem your favorite, which makes you want to interact with the film even more. And not to mention the ending. The ending was actually satisfying. The ending felt like there was a close to the story, but at the same time it was open-ended to leave possibilities for more stories to be involved. Now, one last thing I want to talk about this film, which I love so much, is the highlight of the different cultures that are being portrayed in this film. Because what Ryan Coogler did, he really did a good job at portraying Black culture, Asian culture, Native American culture, and Irish culture. And this may not be a big deal to everybody else, but it's a big deal to me because it represents a lot more than you think. In pop culture right now, we live in such an environment that's very anti-intellectual and lacking of media literacy, leading to a lot of bigotry and racism. So in the scope of, the anti-woke crowd, a lot of them really think that us as minority groups of people are trying to replace them and their spot in, history and culture. But having all of those cultures being represented in this film really proves that there's enough space for everybody of all backgrounds to shine. And that's what makes this film so beautiful, because it represents community and respect to every member of that said community. But anyways, I really hope you guys go see this because, like I said in the beginning of my video, we're living in a world of sequels and reboots, and it's honestly really tiring. So original films like this, especially by Black filmmakers, are really important to support. So please go watch it. I think I'm gonna go watch it a third time tonight, actually. So as per usual, stay woke, have a great day. I'll see y'all later.